everybody. Welcome to Movie Mavens, home of the spicy double feature. I'm Carson Green.
And I'm Annie Janes. This week's spicy dub is Challengers and Battle of the Sexes.
Annie, what makes this dub spicy?
The spiciest thing is that it took us probably 6 hours to decide on. There is not something that just was the perfect thing for this.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But what makes this spicy is that it's a tennis movie. Turns out there's not a lot of them, and turns out there's not a lot of good ones. And there's some gay shit as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
Overall.
And I would say there's cheating. There's cheating.
There is cheating, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. And a big match, but that comes with the sports of it all.
Yeah.
But let's start with challengers.
Tashi Duncan, she's in another league.
You were incredible today.
To have a fashion line, a foundation, she's gonna turn a whole family into millionaires.
What are you gonna do now?
Unfortunately, my only skill in life is hitting a ball with a racket.
I want you to be my coach.
I want you to be my coach.
How often does this happen? Going after the same girl? Come here.
Which one of us?
Okay, Annie, please hit me with some facts.
Challengers came out April 26, 2024. It was written by Justin, Kuritsky's Who? Fun Hollywood fact.
Yeah, oh my God.
Married to Celine Strong of Past Lives.
Oh, I knew that.
So it's and both of them, this is kind of their first little thingy. And it's wow, their careers kind of popped off at the same time. Interesting.
Not you calling Past Lives and Challengers little thingies. Giant blockbuster movies, but sure, first little thing. Go off, girls.
First feature, well, one was written, one was written and directed.
Yeah.
The audience knew what I was saying. First little thingies. Good job, y'all. It was directed by Luca Guadagnino, who did the Call Me By Your Name.
And Suspiria.
And Suspiria and Bones and All. We've done all three.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, so here we are.
I forgot about Bones and All.
Right, here we are with Challengers, not the, excuse me. It's starring Zendaya and Mike Faced and Josh O'Connor. Two men I've never seen, although Mike was in West Side Story. I just did not see that.
Yeah.
And it has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Before I can get to what you thought about the movie, based on looks alone, what guy are you picking? And then based on looks alone, throw Zendaya in there, and who's your pick of all three?
Okay, based on looks, the guy, it's going to be the blonde, little Twinkie looking guy.
Okay, now all three.
Obviously Zendaya. She's a fucking knockout. There's literally no comparison.
They say it 7 times in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So first of all, I just think he's a redhead. I just can't help it. Mike or Art, he would be my pick too because he's got a weird face.
He does.
God, I love a weird face. There's just something about it that is I have not seen before, and therefore I'm drawn to it.
Yeah.
And Zendaya's, it's no contest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what did you think of the movie? Now that that's out of the way.
Annie, I hate to say this.
Oh shit.
I know.
Shit.
I know.
This is actually crazy. This is actually, I did not see this coming.
I know. I did not like this movie. I just we have to pause. I'm so surprised. I know. And I cannot pinpoint one thing that makes me not like this movie, because there are approximately 5 things that I actively did not like about this movie that together made it like almost unbearable for me. Like I was like,
okay, yeah.
I like couldn't wait for it to be over. That's
God.
So, and that's crazy, dude. Like I love going to the movies. I love like having a theatrical experience, but this was not a good theatrical experience for me. Let me start from the top.
Yeah, let's go through the 5.
Okay, number 1, I absolutely hated this sound design. It was probably, and I'm not even exaggerating, the worst sound design I think I've ever heard in my life.
And when you say sound design, what do you mean by that?
Okay, I'm not talking the score. That's
Okay.
not what I'm saying. I'm not talking the soundtrack. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean specifically what we heard, like all of the balls, and then the leveling of the music versus voices versus balls, like hitting the ball. It was painful.
Did you see this in a usual theater, or was it a new place for you or a regular place for you?
Dude, regular schmegular.
Because that is so severe that I'm like, something had to be wrong.
No, it genuinely was severe. That's a great word for it. I actually like literally hitting the balls was so loud that I had to cover my ears.
Okay, I stepped in like a second late, and I will say that at first I was like, God, fuck, this is loud. Like the music is really loud, but I got used to it, and then it never bothered me again.
I didn't have that experience.
Okay.
I'm not ready to move on from this. I want to bring up specifically one scene. I mean, there were many, but I want to talk about this one specifically. It's when Zendaya and what are their names?
Tashi and Patrick.
Okay, it's when Tashi and Patrick were having a fight in the dorm room. Their like breakup fight. Spoiler alert, they broke up.
They were together. Here come all the spoilers. Sorry.
I could not hear their conversation over the music.
I think something was fucked in your theater, dude.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember that specific moment, and I remember being like, this is the loudest I've heard music and dialogue together, but I could hear everything clearly, and I'm not normally good. I'm not good at that. That's for sure. Normally I'm like slow on the uptick with audio. And I was like, whoa, this is so, I just was living for the drama of how loud the music was. But now I'm wondering like, well, one, it makes me think something was wrong in your theater, but also two, it is extreme, but it feels like extreme to the point of most shitty theaters, which they all are, every theater is like bad, is not set up for success with the sound design.
I don't know. This was like a Dolby theater. This is like brand new, renovated. I was in a recliner, dude. Like this is like a big, like it's a brand new renovate. This is the exact theater that I saw Barbie in, actually.
Dude, I don't know what to say.
I don't either. You know, it's I don't
know. I don't know if it's you or the movie or the theater or all three.
I don't think I have sensitive ears. Like I go to shows all the time. Like I have like, you know, like.
But did it feel like it's something, you know, when you lock into something and then you cannot like stop noticing it or paying attention to it?
I don't think so. Like I wanted to enjoy the movie. I didn't want to be like
trying.
Yeah. And you know, like whenever it's dark, you can squint, but when it's too fucking loud, like you can't do anything. Like you just, you're just like, oh, okay.
You suffer. Okay. Well, interesting. Not my experience at all. And that is a bummer.
Yeah. No, it was tragic. Number 2, and these are both technical things, so this just like made for a terrible viewing experience. Number 2 was the camera work, the cinematography of it all. The very first thing that I noticed was when literally within the first few minutes, it's a very, very tight shot And the Art and Tashi are coming out of like a locker room where they were waiting for the match to start, where they were waiting for the officials to like call Art onto the thing. And they're coming out of the room and the camera is so close. It's just like extremely blurry close up of his neck and like collar of his shirt. It doesn't even show his face. We don't come out at all. And then Tashi comes in behind and she's also out of focus.
There was a lot of out of focus shots in this. And I just did a bunch of filming and there was several times where we felt we had the greatest take, but the focus didn't happen.
Yeah.
And we would just do it again until we got it.
Yeah.
And then it made me be like, I don't need to worry because Luca Guadagnino did not worry.
But I noticed like and
I did too. And there was a few shots where literally I was like, that was so close to being perfect, and then it didn't. The focus didn't roll to like it didn't hit it. But there's more cinematography. There's so much. I don't know, variety in here. So far we have close-ups. Mm-hmm. We have really shallow depth of field and not landing the focus.
Yeah. Okay. And then there was like color issues and like editing, strange editing. I want to bring your attention to this one scene where Patrick invites Tashi to go outside of the hotel and smoke a cigarette, and they're standing in an alley, and it is the most drab alley I've ever seen in my life. It's like they're and like Tashi, Zendaya, who is an incredibly beautiful woman, was completely washed out by just like the color of her sweater up against the color of the wall. And then they did this strangely fucking unthinkable thing of like, they did an extreme close up on her, like shoulders up, and she was facing him. So it's like shoulders up, and all you see is her profile and the wall. And then they cut to him, shoulders up, profile, and the wall, not even head on. We're not seeing their faces. We're just seeing their side of their faces. Rather than pulling out and watching them have a conversation, we cut back and forth between them in this very strange, just like, it was borderline exhausting. Like I was paying attention to like, we're like going back and forth rather than just like watching the conversation happen naturally.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It didn't bother me, but this movie has a fucking frequency and like an energy. So hearing you describe it as exhausting, I'm like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, but the thing, like, yes, I agree, there was an energy, but I don't think it's that I didn't feel like I could keep up with it. It was like, this isn't compelling enough. It was because it's like, it's just these weirdo shots of like profile and wall. Like what, like, I felt like that's what they were trying to make compelling in order to keep up the tempo. But it's like, we could have had them just not stand in the most drab alley you've ever seen. I don't know. It was just weird, dude. There was a lot of like weird technical things that just threw me off because, okay, Bones and All, literally one of the most beautiful movies ever. Like those shots of them just driving in the, like through the country and just like beautiful rolling hills and like gorgeous landscapes and even like the close-up shots of them. Like that was a beautiful movie. I would not consider this a even good-looking movie.
I don't feel as strongly as you do, that's for sure. Like I remember specifically liking the shot of them on the brick wall because it was weird where they were in the frame. I specifically remember liking that. And then I was like impressed by the amount of coverage they got because then the camera did eventually swing around in front of them, but it only used that for one moment for each character, which I thought was neat. The alleyway was super drab, and then I'm like, was it a reshoot or something? Like, did they have no money? Because it was weird. But all that to say, though, overall cinematography is pretty meh. Like, we're just outside. It's flat. It's flat. Yeah. And we're not outside in Montana or wherever they were making Bones and All. We're literally nowhere. We're just at tennis courts most of the time. a few more cinematography things. I did not like the camera mounted to the people, but I liked the camera mounted to the ball. For some reason, I was into that. I loved how it went back and forth, and then it came up and like transitioned into a bird's eye view shot. I was very sold on that, and I was very in it. That the ball camera worked. I did not like people camera, like mounting to the bodies.
Yeah. See, and in those scenes, I could barely pay attention to that because hearing the ball was so loud. It was like hurting my ears. I was like, wow, fuck, dude. I want this to be over so bad.
That sucks, man. You gotta see this again at home, like in a low sensory environment.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Now I want to move on to my final point here. I did not like the story. I did not like it.
Okay, so there you go.
There was... I just felt like this was so extremely over-exaggerated to the point where it was just like, I felt like the characters were over-exaggerated because the story was not there. Like, the story was kind of like, okay, like, this is an ex-fling from college, like, they have a history. I don't know. So then they just exaggerated the characters. And let me give you some examples here. Number one, Patrick was poor. You want to know how we know that? Because they spent probably, I'm going to say, a good 10 full minutes explaining to us that he was poor, showing us that he was poor because he got his card rejected at a hotel, and then he tried to sell a tennis racket for $300. He slept in his car, his extremely dirty car.
The night before his match.
And finally, he goes in to sign up for his match, and he's hungry, and so he stares at the woman's sandwich until she, of course, following the story, offers him the sandwich.
But there's like so many shots of the sandwich. It wasn't one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Honestly, I didn't have a huge problem with that because I felt like I was learning equal parts of these three characters so that the conflict of the triangle was interesting. However, it still could have been done. It could have been done in 90 minutes.
Yeah, true. And it could have been done, I think, like, I just think that, like, the stakes could have been different. Maybe could have made it a little more compelling. But it was like just the characters were just very over exaggerated, right? Like, they were almost stuck in boxes. Like, I felt like Zendaya's character, we put her in an angry black woman trope, which I hate that. I never want to see that trope ever again. And she could have been really cool and powerful, and like I don't think that was explored in a way that like was tasteful. I think like it was just in the same way that it's like, this is really over exaggerated watching him be poor. That's how I felt about her being his manager.
Interesting. I thought she was pretty subdued, honestly. Like, really? I don't think, yeah, I do. But, like, I lived for the constant pull of, like, what is she thinking? What is she wanting? What is he actually thinking? What is he wanting? What is the point? Like, what do they want? What is the point? Because it would shift from, like, tennis desire and sexual desire. And... yeah. I don't know. I just loved the dynamic of that, and I loved watching it play out on screen. And I like lived for all the little things, like when Patrick like scooted Art's chair, his stool closer to him when they were gonna have churros. Like that was just like a one moment. I was like, there. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? You know, like I just lived for all of that. But I think it was dramatic as fuck. And I don't know why I just loved that so much. And then after having to go to Battle of the Sexes, I felt like it was a fucking raisin of a movie after watching Challengers.
Yeah. I will say though, as as much sexual tension as we were given, and like as much as they promoted this in like the trailers and even on the press tour of being like a very sexy movie, like we got zero frontals. I don't even think we got ass.
I saw at least 4 dicks, but none of them were the main characters.
No, oh my God. Speaking of, they talked about dick so many times, and not in like not in like a sexual way. It was just like literally talking about penises.
First of all, I think I saw the trailer for this movie once, so I don't feel like I had no expectation, so I don't feel let down. I thought it was interesting how there were so many sex scenes that did not result in sex, and I was like, that's fascinating. I
thought it was not cool, man. Bait and switch. Like if you're not gonna give me like a
but it was all story. Like every sex scene was interrupted because of like a story moment. And I was like, oh my God, you know, it wasn't just like a fade to black.
I'm just saying, like, if you're not going to give me a coherent timeline, like, at least give me, like, juicy... So
you don't even like that it's split up like that in time?
No.
Oh, my God. No, I'm living for that.
I literally did not believe that these actors are 30 years old. Like, they're...
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't buy... They did not look grown at all. It looked like you just...
Oh, wait. You thought they were younger but not older?
Yeah. Yeah, but, like they played college students. They look like college students.
So you're saying you believe them as young people, but not as old people?
Yeah.
That's interesting, because they're definitely like 36.
Who's 36?
Josh O'Connor is.
Yeah.
Patrick. Mike is 32.
Wow. He has a baby face. They're baby faced. I don't know.
That's why I thought like it all worked, dude. You're saying that you didn't believe them as older. They are older.
Freaking Annie, I wanted to like this. I did.
I cannot believe you did not. It's such a you movie. And I am so surprised because of how I thought this was a for sure Carson bet. I thought it was going to be surprising that I came in here and loved it. Straight up.
I know. I was looking forward to this movie. I wanted to like it. I wanted this.
Well, let me go through what I love then.
Okay.
Before we move on. I love the ending. I loved the setup of ball in center of the racket to signify what that means, and then later the characters use it to communicate silently. Mm-hmm. And I love that meant like that Patrick was like, fuck this, I'm giving Art a real game. And Art was like, fuck this, I want to play a real game. Mm-hmm. So I'm tying it up so that we can play one last match and it be legitimate. And he did it, and he won. He was successful. And I don't know, that was very satisfying to me. And her screaming "come on" like she did when the first time he saw her play was also satisfying, especially when Art said the quiet part out loud of saying like, I know I'm playing for the both of us. I love that.
Yeah.
I loved the editing, music, cutting around time kept me so involved. Like, I think, especially after seeing Battle of the Sexes, like this movie was doing all it could to keep me interested in tennis.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
Sexy stuff, industrial sounding music from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Yeah.
And then scrambled up editing, so I have to pay attention. I was like, okay, let's go. And then in your case and in my case, really loud, so your thoughts cannot get the better part of your brain, you know? Mm-hmm. But dang, I'm bummed you didn't like it.
Me too, dude.
This is a big recommend for me. Sounds like a Carson pass.
Well, you know, yeah, I did not like this movie.
Is this one that you want other people's takes on? At this point, I'm like, listeners, fucking write in. We love it. We love when we don't agree.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Or you don't care. That's fine.
No, I don't. The soundtrack was cool.
What would you give it out of a 10?
Like, generously a 4.
A generous 4. I'm giving it a generous 9.
Yeah.
6.5 out of 10. Okay, let's talk about Battle of the Sexes.
We are privileged tennis fans to have the great Billie Jean King. Word is you are a renegade.
Women should be paid and respected equally.
I admire what you guys are doing.
You're offering the men's winner 8 times what you're offering the women's winner.
The men are simply more exciting to watch. It's just biology.
I am not saying that women don't belong on the court. Who would pick up the balls otherwise?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm doing? I'm cooking. I'm cooking.
There isn't a single thing I don't hate about Bobby Riggs.
$100,000 to any woman who can beat Bobby Riggs. Is she out there and does she have the nerve?
Call Bobby. Tell him it's on.
Okay, Annie, please hit me with some facts.
This is written by Simon Beaufoy, directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris, who directed Little Miss Sunshine. Both of them. I think they're a couple. Starring Emma Stone, Steve Carell, Andrea Riseborough, Sarah Silverman. There's lots more. It has a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. Here's the description from IMDb. The true story of the 1973 tennis match between world number 1 Billie Jean King and ex-champ and serial hustler Bobby Riggs. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw this in theaters when it came out, and it was one of those, you see it, you don't think about it, and then watch it again. And yeah, after Challengers, like I said, this was like such a snoozer for me. It felt like it had no life. Like the music was a big thing. There was little to no tennis.
Yeah.
The edit was bland as hell. Mm-hmm. The music was bland.
Yeah.
And it was just low energy. Like even at the end in the game, the music when she's like succeeding was like, I was like, really? I should be feeling something.
Mm-hmm.
And I never felt that I did, which is a bummer because the cast is kind of crazy.
Dude, Steve Carell, I need to see another Steve Carell Emma Stone movie. I need to see them on screen with good material.
Yeah, I agree. Like I know these directors can direct from Little Miss Sunshine. I don't know if it was the script. I don't know what it was, but it was just bland. I really didn't like Andrea Riseborough in this.
Who's that?
That was her hairdresser / lover. And I usually love her, but like
I didn't recognize her. Who is she?
She's like in everything, but you wouldn't know. She's not like a huge name yet, but she's in so much. Let me find like the one to tell you. She was in Mandy as the wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But she's also like in Oblivion. I don't know. Maybe it was the straightness of it all, you know?
Yeah. You know, I will say, I will give Challengers, it tried. It like pushed some filmmaking boundaries, which is fun. It's always really cool to see filmmakers try new things. And Battle of the Sexes just felt like a movie. I don't know.
Right.
It just
is like a Lifetime movie, but with like more talented people.
Yeah.
Behind in every facet, directing it, writing it, starring in it, but still something about it felt like a Lifetime movie, dude. I don't know. Maybe I don't love biopics at all. They just they can always be like this, and I don't know. I just was not pulled in at all.
Me neither, but I will say though, I am glad to know this story. I think that this is a cool story. I think that I mean, I don't follow sports. I don't know a lot about sports, but I do know that women are not paid as much as men. And like literally in one of the very first scenes, Emma Stone, who plays Billie Jean King, says to some executive, I don't even know who the fuck, honestly, says to some man, okay, well, how many tickets did I sell? And he said, oh, you sold it out. And she was like, then why are you not paying me the same fucking thing? Like, it is astounding to me. Like, that is such sound reasoning. That is so sound. Like, she was like, how am I not more entertain? Like, how am I not equally entertaining as the men if I'm selling out these matches?
Yeah. It is crazy. They do include a lot of what the thinking was at the time, and it was insane how just like baseless it was. It would just be like, woman on the tennis court, and that'd be the sentence, and it's like, wait, what? And that was not that long ago. Friendly reminder. So that kind of sucked. I was kind of in a shitty mood all day about the state of the world, so watching this and being like, god damn, like that didn't help, I'll tell you that. But I had seen the story. Like you said, it is a cool story. So that probably hit me more the first time seeing it. And then lost it on the second.
You know, and I will say that the one sex scene that we get, strangely more satisfying than any of the half sex scenes we got in Challengers.
Interesting. To me, that one was more, well, you probably agree though, by the books. Because the whole movie was by the books. Yeah. Whereas in Challengers, I was like, I really dug the three-way kiss to Zendaya exiting to bye. You guys have to compete tomorrow. And that's when I knew, I was like, this thing is on. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, there's a moment where Steve Carell's like, I have my doctor here, and it's Fred Armisen. And his arm is hurt, and Fred Armisen is just like shaking his arm around. And I was like, that is hilarious, but what is it doing in this movie? Like, I wish the movie was either more like that, or we just take all these people and we go make a different movie. Like, I don't know what is happening.
Yeah, it's categorized as a comedy, as like a sports comedy. I didn't laugh one time.
No, I agree.
In fact, I could feel myself getting upset at just like, okay, this literally was not that long ago.
Right. Actually, when were we supposed to laugh, actually?
Yeah. I don't know.
But I don't know. It wasn't like with the end title cards. The movie is really trying to say to, I don't know. It's really trying to be yay women, yay gayness.
Yeah.
But
it is just trying. Yeah.
It is trying. It's just trying by the books. And I prefer not. Like, I just prefer anything interesting and something we haven't seen. We've seen this 1,000 times.
Yeah. And you know, that's like the irony is that like, I feel like this is a movie where we should be watching like a very by the book story. We should not be watching like I did not feel any sort of like women's empowerment. I just felt angry that all of these men were dickheads. Like, I didn't feel empowered watching this. I also didn't feel like there was any sort of like gay liberation, because at the end, like, she didn't come out. She like was still in the closet for many years after that. Until
like how at the end it says she eventually found love in this person. I think it was trying to be triumphant about that. And that like she's the godparents, she and her wife are the godparents of her ex-husband's. Like, to me that reads as like, that's nice. But bro, I'm going to blame the music. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm going to blame the music on that one. That's so crazy.
I didn't even notice that there was music.
And there you go.
That's how bored I think I was.
It should be making you feel.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of what elicits like feelings and physical responses. That's like, churches have figured out this science and movies have figured out this science.
Yeah.
And when she wins, we should feel a win for womankind. And I just didn't.
Yeah. I was glad that it was over.
Right. Yeah. It was kind of a struggle to get through.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not a recommend for me. I'm ready to score it. Whenever
okay,
you
go
are.
ahead.
It's a 5.
Generously, it's a 5.
Generously.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 out of 10.
That tracks. Okay, well, if you have a recommendation for next week's Spicy Double Feature, hit us up on Instagram at Movie Mavens. Actually, we know what next week's double feature is going to be. It's going to be Fall Guy and Place Beyond the Pines. Come back for that. If you're still listening to this, God bless you. Wait. Oh my God. I had a question. If you're still listening to this, thank you. And this question is for you too. Please DM us your answer. Okay. Paul Atreides or Zendaya?
In Dune?
In Challengers.
Paul Atreides.
Okay, Paul Atreides or Billie Jean King?
Billie Jean King in real life, Billie Jean King, because if you look her up, she's really buff. I think she could do it.
Yeah.
Emma Stone should have put on more muscle. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Billie Jean King, but girl was ripped.
She was thick. And finally, Paul Atreides or Bobby Riggs? Steve Carell.
Paul Atreides.
Yeah.
What about you?
You know, I feel like Bobby Riggs might have been able to talk circles around Paul Atreides.
That's true. I didn't think about the verbal angle.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Yeah, I think he would cream Billie Jean King for sure. She's a girl.
Oh, I think real Billie Jean King has a potential chance with her buffness.
Okay.
Zendaya, no.
Yeah.
She's just acting tennis.
Yeah, but I will say she has a presence, you know.
True.
And it might intimidate Paul Atreides. So. Okay, well, anyway, that's our show. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.